Little Red Riding Hood, previously the Glutton, is ATU Type 333, where a girl with a red hat is sent to her grandmother who lives in the forest. She's warned not to leave the path. She meets a wolf who runs ahead and eats the grandmother, and sometimes puts her blood in a glass and flesh in a pot. Then disguises himself as the grandmother, of course. The girl has to drink the blood and eat the flesh and lie down in bed. But then he starts to ask the wolf about who he is, and the wolf then just gobbles her up. Then a hunter comes along, cuts and opens up the wolf, and the girl and the grandmother are still alive at that point. And then they fill the wolf's belly with stones and drown him, or they throw him off a cliff, depending on what version. This one's found all over Europe, Asia Minor, and Africa, and it's about coming of age. The red hat is the first clue, because red, because of the color of blood, is universally associated with intense affect and life, and the wolf represents insatiable desire. And the grandmother, of course, represents our need for traditional mentoring and alloparenting to stay balanced. If insatiable desire, goes the argument of the tale, gobbles up those tempering elements, i.e. it eats the grandmother, then we will misplace our trust and wind up getting devoured ourselves, lost within the unfettered and intense affects of adolescence and young adulthood. Eating her grandmother's blood and flesh means internalizing her. This is a very old motif. It's found in ancient cultures and enacted literally in cannibalistic death rites. At any rate, this isn't the end. When the girl is captured by insatiable appetitive instincts, the tale tells us that it's still possible for a rescuing complex in the form of a hunter who represents disciplined, focused effort to help us. So opposite the Hansel and Gretel, this tale tells us that discerning intellect is the only way out of this mess, which is of course true. And even then, the devouring complex doesn't die, because death doesn't really exist in the unconscious dream world of folk tales. Even then, you must make it inert with stones, i.e. concrete ideas, and drown it or throw it off a cliff. And if you like this, go ahead and give it a like, follow me, and sign up at ericgoodwin.com for some more mind and imagination stuff, where you'll get a 9-part video series on interpreting your dreams. And of course, don't forget to check out my fantasy novel, King of the Forgotten Darkness, available all over the internet. And last, happy Halloween.